It's simple to believe that all wealthy people belong to a single category. But if you look closely, you'll notice that there are various types of rich people. There are many ways to categorize the wealthy, from how they became rich to what their money can buy. For one thing, there are the celebrity rich. Athletes, pop stars, and reality TV stars belong in this category. Next is the tech rich, with the likes of Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg. These individuals came up with ideas, developed them, and got rich in the process. Then you have business rich, like the Waltons for their Walmart chain, as well as the Mars for their Mars bars and pet care. But the Rothschilds are another group. As the world's wealthiest family, they truly are in a class of their own, and nobody else comes close. So, how did the Rothschilds become so rich? But before we get on to our video, click on the subscribe button if you still haven't. Don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you're always notified whenever we have a new video. So, let's get right to it. The Rothschild family wasn't always in an opulent, prosperous environment. In the medieval ages, they resided in the ghetto for Jews in Frankfurt, Germany. Their family name originated from the symbols used above their door. Their house featured a red shield, which literally translates to Roth for red and shield for shield. Additionally, their coat of arms still features the red shield at the center. It was during Mayer Amschel Rothschild's time that the family rose to international renown. In 1785, when the Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse assumed power, he hired Mayer to oversee the kingdom's finances. Back then, being appointed as a court Jew or court factor was a high distinction a Jew could receive in Europe. In fact, court Jews enjoyed unique rights as the king's agents, and during times of war, they act as the state supplier and treasurers. Thus, many Jews, including the Rothschild family, took this chance to acquire and build their wealth. Mayer immediately opened a bank and sent his son Nathaniel to London with the money he earned. During the Napoleonic Wars, this aided Mayer in transferring Wilhelm's riches to London and even provided funding for the British Army. The Rothschilds made successful investments and established themselves as highly competent financial managers over all of Europe. In addition to their home base of Frankfurt, they established branches in Paris, Vienna, and Naples, becoming forerunners in the growth of international finance. Basically, they mostly assisted the aristocracy during their financial difficulties. In times of war, or when entire countries were on the edge of bankruptcy, they provided enormous loans to the nations where they had financial capital in exchange for generous interest rates. As a result, the Rothschilds family funded and benefited from every war fought in Europe during the 19th century. And despite funding both sides of a war, the outcome is indisputable. Isn't that just incredible? If you had the capacity to fund opposing sides of a conflict, will you do the same as the Rothschilds did? Let us know in the comments below. There are so many stories about the enormous Rothschild riches today that you wouldn't even know what the truth is. According to some sources, they have about $500 trillion. Then again, this might be a long shot because the entire world's capital is just approximately 1 to 2 quadrillion. So it is absolutely insane for one family to possess between 25 and 50% of the world's wealth. The majority of sources put their worth between $500 billion and $1 trillion. That's 2 to 4 times more than Elon Musk's estimated worth. Although the Rothschilds banks remain the main source of their wealth, they have diversified throughout the years into other industries such as mining, transportation, real estate, energy, winemaking, and stocks. They've also ventured into education as well as the arts. The lifestyle of a Rothschild family is obscure, and this is the reason why there are too many stories about their wealth. They are excellent at concealing both their private lives and their genuine riches, which may be larger than the entire southern hemisphere. Nevertheless, every now and then we get a peek at the lavish life they lead in private. The Rothschilds, in contrast to other rich people, don't waste their cash on showy, ostentatious objects with little long-term potential. Most of their properties are purchased with the sole intention of making them richer in the long run. They collect timeless art. As a matter of fact, the Rothschilds are one of the major donors to the art museums across the world, and they have a sizable art collection. To illustrate, They sold the British Museum the priceless 4th century Lycurgus cup for just £20,000. Also, approximately 3,500 items of art were confiscated from the Rothschilds' estate during the Nazi occupation of France, and Hitler himself visited to select his favorites. The majority of the artifacts were returned after the war, although others are still missing. The Rothschild family owns a sizable amount of gold globally, as they own interests in gold mines. This is far from the nouveau rich's affinity for gold cars or accessories. The Rothschilds literally own gold bars, and a portion of Jacob Rothschild's assets is in gold. The truly rich, like the Rothschild family, likely has one of the largest real estate assets in the entire world. They have numerous estates, villas, manors, and even castles. Their most prized real estate property, Warrisden Manor, is accessible to the public. More than 450,000 people come to this lavish house to get a sense of the class and the way of life of the Rothschilds. In recent years, this illustrious banking family sold their Austrian hunting estate, which they owned for more than 100 years, for about 112 million USD. It seems like real estate is a good investment. If you have a century-old property, would you sell it too? Tell us in the comment section below. Certain luxuries aren't exactly investments, of course. The Planet 9 yacht, which costs $102 million, features its own spa, helipad, below-deck hangar, and refueling station. This enormous yacht, which is owned by Nathaniel Rothschild, has a private room for the owner that is over 300 square meters and is divided into 2 zones. It also has a 119-inch movie screen, an observatory lounge, and various classy, modern resting spots that offer privacy for the guests. On top of that, Nat also owns a $62.31 million Bombardier Global 6000 private jet. This long-range jet has a top speed of 950 kilometers per hour and can travel up to 6,900 miles while carrying 17 passengers. It's powered by twin-turbofan Rolls-Royce BR700 engines. On Rothschild's private jet, he can do everything from business meetings to sleeping, and he has access to the internet so he stays connected anywhere he goes. But wait, there's more. Nat's bling wouldn't even compare to Walter Rothschild's purchases. Walter, considered one of the most frugal of the Rothschilds, spent a fortune on exotic animals because he was so passionate about zoology. He had zebras, birds, and gigantic tortoise. Walter built the largest specimen collection the world has ever known. In his later years, he sold his bird collection to the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Upon his passing, the remainder of his extraordinary collection was given to the Natural History Museum. Of course, with such enormous wealth comes a string of, well, conspiracy theories. As early as the 18th century, the Rothschilds inspired numerous anti-Semitic misconceptions. Remember that they rose to prominence during this time, so they have been singled out by rumors that Jews purportedly utilized their wealth to dominate major financial organizations. Although these allegations have been refuted and shown to be untrue, they still stand. Moreover, the Rothschild family is linked to numerous crazy notions. Some say that they are among the New World Order leaders, or they are reptilian humanoids that rule the planet, and also, they are Illuminati. Still, the Rothschilds are just a very affluent family who prefer to live their ultra-rich lives in solitude and strive to avoid the curiosity of the general public. So that's about it for this week's video. We hope you enjoyed getting to know the Rothschilds. By the way, have you subscribed already? If not, click on the subscribe button because it helps our channel give you more content. While you're at it, click the notification bell too. See you in our next video, and always remember, Invictus Luxury for people who want more.